Hello, ladies and gents! I'm very pleased to give you today a lovely tier 10 carry in one of the most iconic armored beasts in the game, the MAUS. Now it might not be the most competitive one out there, but there are still plenty of opponents that have to fight in its shadow, quite literally. Over 7000 damage, 8 kills and a 1 vs 5 finish, yes please! Check this one out! Alright, so here we are in our little grey mouse, this time around in an encounter match on Himmelsdorf. City maps and the mouse? Yes please, that's the perfect combination. And also this matchmaking, I mean, there are so many tier 8s we can just feast on really, this is absolutely lovely. Do you smell cheese? I think I smell cheese. It's not all good news though. This is encounter and naturally we would say, well, let's go up the hill and fight it out around the castle. And that would be a good decision too. Now, unfortunately, we did start at the very bottom of the hill and the mouse is a very slow one climbing up. And as it seems most of our team decided not to go up the hill, if we would decide to still climb it, pretty much what would happen is that by the time we go up there we couldn't even crest the ridge because the enemies pretty much swarmed those few tanks that did go up. And we would be just surrounded and killed really quickly. So let's not do that. Best we can do is really to come down here to the banana road where a little bit too many heavy tanks decided to go through. I'm guessing the IS-7s are trying to use their mobility to do a massive pincer movement and get in the rear of the enemy. However, as there are so few up on the hill, probably by the time they get there, the defenders on top will be already dead, so that won't really work. So far, unfortunately, couldn't really put the mouse into the middle of the action. That's alright, that will change really soon. Interesting, tier 10 artillery up there. Probably spotted the IS-7s and is now making a move. Will we get a shot at him? That would be a lovely one. Yes please, ambushed by the mouse. That's a lovely start. First shot, first kill, tier 10 artillery. Not bad at all. Unfortunately, the hill has already fallen as expected. Our heavies didn't go up, and pretty much all of the enemy heavies did, so it was not a fair fight. Well, luckily, most of our top tier machines are still in play, apart from the very lonely Kranwagen that died up there alone, so not all is lost yet. Now we really don't want to isolate ourselves in the mouse, so what we can do is, first of all, get rid of this pesky RU. Pretty much got himself into a really unfortunate position between the mouse and the Tiger 2. And he's completely oblivious to the biggest threat on the battlefield. Goodbye, Mr. RU. Better map awareness next time. Alright, so far not too bad. We are down by 2 tanks, but it's surprisingly close, even though the very weak start. Well, never mind, we are already down by 3 tanks at this stage. Or let's say 4 tanks. Oh boy. You could say that the mouse was of course not in a position to do anything about it, and taking one of the biggest threats out of the game for so long definitely will have its drawbacks. But what can you do? Now we decide not to finish the Jagdpanther 2, instead go for the tier 9 and the tier 10 heavy tanks up there, which might not be a bad idea, though it's always nice to get rid of the guns early in the game. Especially as if they are so dangerous as the Jagdpanther 2, and he is aiming at us, and that guy can actually penetrate us, so let's not underestimate him, tier 8 tank destroyer or not. So far, not bad use of the armor. 1-2-1 is coming for us, that might be a costly miss though. He missed his shot, let's make sure he can't just circle strafe us. Very good use of the terrain, nice one. Let's put one straight to the middle, Absolutely beautiful, pushing into him, cutting his option short. Also tracking him in the process, and that means probably a very dead 1-1 very soon. Excellent! And look at that, we just created ourselves the perfect opportunity to hide the middle of the lower plate, which is really the weak spot from the front. So, Mr. IS-4, how do you plan to penetrate us now? If we angle the turret carefully as well between the shots, we should have no problem to deflect anything this guy can throw at us. Now we did do a little bit of a mistake there, aiming too long straight on the IS-4, and with heat he can go through the cheeks of our turret. However, we should be able to go through his lower plate, even at this angle. Nope, side of the IS-4 probably not the best place to shoot at him. Those things are evil. Lower plate though, no problem. We have to be careful, we have to protect our sides as well. Yak Panther 2 coming back to take his revenge on those 2 shots we put into him before. So yeah, have to watch our flanks, especially as now we are alone. Unfortunately everybody else died, even though our tier 10 heavies did do some serious damage before they unfortunately have been sent back to the garage. But now it's down to us. So first is first, we really have to get rid of this IS-4. Come on, lower plate. There we go. Now that IS-4 was completely out of position, without any cover, unable to hide its weak spot. And that means he is out, and he was the enemy team's best hope to take us out of the game. Now the MAUS is in a very strong position here. There is only a tier 9 heavy tank which we really have to worry about. However, the others can penetrate us too if they surround us, and it's still a 1 versus 4. And we are already down to half-half, so let's not make the mistake to be overconfident. Well, if we can take out the more dangerous guns so easily, we will definitely won't say no to that. Unfortunately, WZ manages to put one into us. We are not really worried about the Tiger 2, although pretty much everybody who has premium ammunition has already pressed their 2 key by this point. And oh, T-34, now that guy can penetrate us if we give him his sights, and yeah, that's a bit of a nasty situation we managed to put ourselves into. Decide to go for the T-34. At this point, when we are already in the situation, the only way out is forward. We need to secure our flank fast. T-34 trying to make a run for it, which was a good decision, but he gets stuck in the terrain. Oh boy, the panic was real there. We finally take out the T-34. Unfortunately, the WZ-111 did feast on our sides in the meantime. He makes a bit of a mistake there, pulls back too slowly, and that means now it's down to the Tiger 2, and now it's time to feast. So unfortunately we did give up a little bit of our health here while we got rid of these 2 guys, but right now we should be in a really strong position. Now the Tiger 2 could still make it if he fires premium at our sides, probably. But pretty sure we won't allow that, will we? So what will you do, Mr. Tiger? What's the big plan? Come on, lower plate. Oh, getting a bit unlucky with those shots. And I'm guessing our hero is getting a little bit frustrated as well, that he keeps on bouncing from a tier 8 heavy. So we are switching here to APCR. Being as low health as this, I mean, who can blame him? We just want this to get done and over with, and secure an absolutely monster result. Come on, Tiger, there we go. That guy is completely panicking at this point, not knowing what to do, and I don't blame him. Facing a MAUS in a Tiger 2 head-on, I would probably be in a little bit of panic as well. Alright, time to finish this. Don't play with your food. Really, it's a cat and mouse game. Only this time around, it's the mouse who is dictating the tempo. Now that was one crazy game for the mouse, for sure. Of course, nobody argues that the enemies did pretty much everything they could to feed themselves to this very hungry behemoth, or that our hero did make a bit of a meal of some of its opponents, but the results are still very much epic. Ace Tanker, Radley Walters, Kolobanov's Spartan in a mouse, Steel Wall, High Caliber, and of course a Top Gun. Not your everyday mouse game. Looking at the team results, we have to say kudos to our tier 10 heavy platoon as well, dishing out actually a similar amount of damage among themselves, but there is no doubt that this game was carried home by us. And last but not least, we fired 26 shots, hitting almost all of them but penetrating only 18. And as for our armor, we managed to deflect 18 out of the 26 direct hits received, worth close to actually 5000 damage, 1.5 times what the mouse actually has. Not too shabby. Alright, this was then our epic game in the mouse, this awesome, ridiculous machine. Special thanks to playerL for sending this one in, and congratulations to an amazing result. I hope you guys had just as much fun watching it as I did, and if so, thanks a lot for considering giving this a like or sharing it. Next up, we will continue tomorrow with a funny moment special focusing on our favorite derp guns, and then on Thursday it's time to see what a competent E25 platoon is capable of. Oh boy. Thank you very much for watching everyone, and I look forward to see you again in one of the next videos.